So I'm sure by now you've seen the Dog and Pony Show put on by the NFL starring Colin Kaepernick this past Saturday. While they were out here playing checkers, he was playing chess. Go ahead and take a look at his workout.
Work you do for the people and telling the truth. That's what we want in everything. I've been ready for 3 years. I've been denied for 3 years. We all know why I came out here, showed it today in front of everybody. We have nothing to hide. So we're waiting for the 32 owners, the 32 teams, Roger Goodell, all of them to stop running. Stop running from the truth. Stop running from the people. We're out here. We're ready to play. We're ready to go anywhere. My agent, Jeff Nally, is ready to talk to any team. I'll interview with any team at any time. I've been ready. I'm staying ready. And I'll continue to be ready. And to all the people that came out here today to support, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. To the people that aren't here, I'm thinking of you. I appreciate you supporting from where you are. We'll continue to give you updates as we hear. We'll be waiting to hear from Roger Goodell, the NFL, the 32 teams. We'll let you know if we hear from them. Ball's in their court. We're ready to go.
Child, Cap had the folks heated this weekend. Black, white, everybody. You have folks out here like, how could he do this? How can he betray our head Negro Sean Carter? Why doesn't he want this? The white people were saying, see, we told you he was a loser. Now, I know many of you are probably wondering where I stand on this, and I've commented to some of you under my recent video that I fully support what he did, even if you're not exactly sure why. Now, I'm going to explain my position, and even if you still don't understand it and still feel like what he did was blow his chance at playing in the NFL again, we can just agree to disagree and move on about our business, right? We're grown. Now, I understand a lot of us are probably going to disagree on this one, and I'm expecting to get a lot of dislikes, and I might even get some racists under here, and I'm just telling you guys in advance, fuck you. But just hear me out just the same, and I'll do the same for you in the comments below, of course, respectfully. So many people, including myself, was taken aback when the NFL out of nowhere announced that 24 of 32 teams would show up to a workout in which Colin Kaepernick, of course, would be the guest of honor. Now, the first thing I'm thinking, wow, this is great. The NFL is finally trying to right its wrongs, and they are also short on talent when it comes to quarterbacks right now, and there are a few teams that could use them. So this is a win for them, which would be good for their image, and he still wants to play, right? Now, immediately after Colin announced it on his Facebook and Twitter, I got a little suspicious, and I'm going to explain to you why. This was announced just about 3 days prior to his workout, and the workout was going to happen on a Saturday. Now, you might think, well, that's nothing, but it is, and it was. First things first, during the football season, guys, workouts don't happen on Saturdays. They just don't, and they don't happen on Saturdays because the teams are traveling. Nobody of high-level importance is going to be in attendance for a workout on this Saturday. No coaches, no GMs, not even the owners are around. It's basically an out-of-office day. So that seemed unusual than a mug. You got 24 of 32 teams watching him. Okay. Well, all of a sudden, do you have that many teams wanting to get together to work him out? If it's a Saturday, they can send the damn guy that runs out to get the executives donuts and coffee and say that they have a representative in attendance. It just seems shady from the start. Teams usually have workouts during the week, and teams could easily bring in Colin any old time they damn well please, which is why I found it a bit suspicious that they all decided to do this show of all these teams suddenly wanting to get together. Now, some of you are probably still wondering, well, so what? The point is they tried and he wouldn't cooperate. He doesn't want this. But it gets even shadier, guys. And hear me out. Black folks who were quick to condemn Cap need to know this. A workout like this would have called for Kaepernick to sign a standard injury waiver, which would have been fine. Basically, it's saying the NFL nor the Falcons organization will be held responsible for any injury like a torn ACL or anything else he could suffer as a result of the workout. Now, that would have been fine, and that's what Cap and his team expected to sign and was ready to do so. What the NFL tried to do and failed to do was they demanded that he sign this broader waiver with added terms that would absolve the NFL from his ongoing violation of his rights that may have and have occurred since his grievance was settled in February. Basically meaning he could not sue the NFL again, even if he had reason to. And this waiver had been drafted by NFL General Counsel Jeff Pash. And Jeff Pash wanted this waiver signed. You might not have ever heard this man's name before, but he's the guy that's been working behind the scenes, and it's been said to have devised this entire scheme, a scheme that Todd set up to come to y'all with the bullshit. And yes, I'm calling it a scheme. Even there's white sport analysts that are calling it a scheme. A lot of people are peeping this. This had nothing to do with the NFL coming to its senses and having a change of heart, or Roger Goodell clearing his conscience that might actually get him into heaven one day, or even Jay-Z, who has been reported to set this up. Although until I hear it out of Jay-Z's mouth, which I'm sure we will never hear it out of Jay-Z's mouth, I'm just going to take that as hearsay. What this was about, guys, was Jeff Pash recognizing that he could not buy Cap's employment when the grievance was settled in February. Cap still wanted to play. This was about the possibility for a second lawsuit that he, Jeff Pash, and the league wanted to avoid. Please understand me when I say this, y'all. This was nothing more than pomp and circumstance set up by the NFL, and Cap didn't take the bait. And when he and his team saw the bullshit that was happening, first having this mess on a Saturday, but still coming then with that stupid-ass waiver, they said no. Now, another thing that was unusual about this workout was the fact that the NFL didn't want the media present. Now, that's not usually how this shit works. Here you have something this huge that was about to take place, and all of a sudden the NFL wants to be shy. Why? I'll tell you why, guys. They would have recorded his workout. Of course they would record his workout. And they would have edited it, making sure that they show his bad throws, although I heard there weren't any like that. They could have said, see, he ain't got it no more. They would have controlled this narrative, and he and his team saw what was happening and moved it to a high school in nearby Riverdale. Now, the media was invited to watch him work out, and he also brought in his own wide receivers, people that he trusted. Now, you think, well, he could have picked any old wide receiver, but you don't always know who you can trust, guys. The NFL could have put one of these guys up to making sure that they fumbled it, they missed the throw. Don't sit here and act like they wouldn't do that, because all skin folk and kinfolk. A lot of people will take money for a whole lot of different things. But let me get back here, okay? A few teams did come and watch Cap throw. They did come and watch. And one executive was even reported saying that Cap still has an elite arm and he is as good as he was at the beginning of his career and college. Now, you think the NFL wanted to show that? Hell no. Then the NFL tried to say that Colin just wanted to set up the media to have Nike in attendance for an ad. And guess what? Nike has since refuted that and said they did not have cameras at the workout and they wanted the NFL to retract that statement. Now, after all of that, lots of people come out and criticize what took place. They're screaming, he doesn't want to play. He doesn't want this. He wants to do this. He's just not acting right. Even Stephen A. Smith came out and voiced his strong opinion that Cap doesn't want to play and he wants to act like a martyr. And a lot of our folks jumped right on the bandwagon. So much for Nipsey's quote, right? Never fold, 10 toes down. I guess it's cute to say when you're on the IG or you're on Facebook posting when you little pictures until it's actually time to do it. They tried to put this man in a legal checkmate and he beat them at their ruse, and folks are mad. Our people are mad because he should have just shut up, taken what they wanted him to take, signed what they wanted him to sign because he wants to play, right? Just do it and sign it and shut up. Do you honestly think that the NFL was going to bring this man back? Honestly, because I don't think so. I think it was a setup to say, hey, we worked him out and he just wasn't any good. And now their reputation is now restored with the good old black folks that love football. And they would have done the right thing. Now the narrative that they have is that they tried because black folks are so easily carried off by the wind. God, that makes me sick. If there's something to be mad about today, suddenly we're all mad about it. And so Stephen A. Smith came out and said what he said, and now everybody's so mad. Stephen A. Smith has to earn that $8 million contract, y'all. So he's going to say what he actually probably believes, but he also needs to say that Cap is ungrateful because that's what the white folks believe. Now, I'm glad Max Kellerman called him out about what he said, but, that's Stephen A. Smith for you, right? Now, two things can be true at the same time here, and listen to me. Cap can still want to play in the NFL and want things to be kosher on the up and up. And two other things can also be true, and that is, I don't know why he would want to play in a league that he doesn't trust. The same thing could be said for people mad at Monique right now for suing Netflix because she feels she deserves a better deal. She wants a better deal, but still wants to sue? A lot of people don't understand that. But what if she wins? Does she make it harder for Netflix to play up-and-coming comics, especially black women comics? Does Cap make it harder for the NFL to pull the bullshit that they did with him and others in the future, but continue to give job to rapists, women beaters, and the rest of the ilk that don't deserve it? So here we go again, guys. Two things can absolutely be true for both Monique and Cap. I don't know how she ended up in there, but I decided to go ahead and talk about her. They both could be self-serving at this moment, right? Doing it for self, but they could also be looking at the overall picture for the good of the future athletes and comedians down the line. Now, since Saturday, Cap and his team has sent the video of his workout to all 32 teams, and if they want him, they'll bring him in, not for show, but to actually bring him in for a real workout. Not because he pulled their card, and I don't see it happening, not because they pulled his card, but because I don't think they ever planned on it. I honestly don't think that Cap will ever work in the NFL again. That's just my personal opinion. He's ready to play, but he knows they're bullshitting, which is why he said stop running, okay? Now, at the end of the day, Cap decided to stand up for black men and women for police brutality, and he paid for it with his job. He then sued his job for colluding to keep him out and had a strong case, which is why they settled. Now, whether you think he is doing too much, which is certainly an opinion you can have, just make sure you guys have all the facts and stop running with the wave of anger just because you're exhausted of this mess. I feel like we as black folks are so easily conditioned to just be happy that somebody want to give us something. The minute somebody shakes the table, we get scared. Those damn troublemakers, right? I'm exhausted of it too, y'all. But right is right. And we always talking about not letting anyone play us. And then when you see somebody playing you, you stop that shit, right? You play them. Don't hate the player, hate the game, right? So now I know even after all I've said in this video, some people are going to say, fuck Cap. Cap is done. I'm done supporting that. I'm done supporting him. You're within your right to say that. But I'm still with him because I saw what the NFL was trying to do. And some of us saw what the NFL was trying to do. Now I'm going to leave you guys with my former favorite basketball player. One of my favorite is Allen Iverson, of course. I'm going to leave you with the words of Stack Jackson, who came out, Steven Jackson, of course, that came out and said something about this. And even if you don't agree with anything I said, at least you heard me out. Okay?
All the smoke. It's a new day, man. One, let me give y'all some game. The NFL wanted to control the workout. They didn't want no media there for a few reasons, right? They could set up a workout, and it takes no effort. Listen, y'all. It takes no effort for an NFL team to send the lowest level scout on their staff to the workout and just have him on the sideline, not even taking notes, just to say he there, just so they can say, well, we had somebody there. They wanted to control the workout so they could say, he can't play no more, time off has hurt him, da-da-da-da. What they didn't want to happen was they didn't want those beautiful 50-yard, 60-yard bombs he was throwing all over social media. They didn't want to hear how he politely addressed the media and thanked everybody and told everybody what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? They want to make it about everything. The man loves playing football. He want to play football. You know what I'm saying? Way to control your own narrative, bro. They really wanted to twist it, but it's a new day. You dig what I'm saying? Nah, we saw those beautiful passes. For real.